So the first thing you want to do is to create a smoke effect inside After Effects. So create a new composition and give it a title. We'll call it Smoke. We'll have it 1080, 25 frames a second and just 4 seconds long. So the next thing you want to do is, with the little pen tool, is to create a little rectangle like this. And then we'll give the shape layer a name, we'll call it Smoke. Then in the effects and presets, if you type in Wave Warp, drag and drop that onto the shape. Then over on the left hand side there's some settings. So we'll change the wave height to 50 and the wave width to around about 150. And the wave speed, we'll put that to 3. And the pinning, we'll have it to left edge. So let's just play that through and you'll see that the wave is moving from the left hand side. Okay, the next thing you want to do is copy or duplicate that layer and then change a few other little settings. So we want to change the wave to 250 and the wave speed, we'll change that to half, so we'll make that 1.5 and we'll keep that to left edge pinned. Now you just want to change the directions. You can do this randomly on both settings just so the wave moves at a different sort of direction for each layer. Play that through and you'll see we've now got a generated, basically it's a flag but it's waving randomly, which is exactly what we want. So now with the pen tool, drag these down a bit so it looks like the actual smoke is coming from a little, emanating from a little area. And we'll bring this in a little bit as well, just so it's not going off the edge. Okay, and we'll just play that through and we can see we've got like a cartoony looking smoke effect now coming from the left. So that's good. You can put a few more effects on it just to help it out a little bit. I'm just going to put this Bezier warp on it just to change the shape ever so slightly. So we're just bending it a little bit. I'm just going to put grow bounds on. It doesn't really do much, but I just put this on there just to help the shape out a little bit more. Okay, that's looking good. I'm actually going to go into the composition settings because 25 frames a second is quite a lot, so we'll make that down to 12. Let's play that through. That still looks okay, probably looks a bit more cartoony now actually. And then I'm just going to change the actual file size of the composition as well because that's quite large. So we'll bring that down to 1200 and then we will, in transform, we'll just scale that down a bit just so it fits inside the box. That, play it through again, and there you go. So then you want to add it to the render queue. You want to have an RGB and alpha, and then go to OK, and then we'll save that out. So the next thing we want to do is open up Photoshop and open up the MOV file, the smoke.mov, and you'll see as usual there's no layered files there, but it's playing through here on the timeline. So if you go to File, Save as a Web Legacy, and then save this out as a GIF, and click on Save, and go to File, Open, find the GIF, and there you go, all the layers for that animated GIF are now on the right hand side. So turn them all on and select everything. And right click and then group from layers, just so you've put everything into a group. So then File, Save As, PSD file, make sure the layers is ticked, and then click on Save. The next thing we want to do is create it as a prop. So on the left hand side, click on Create Media and then Prop, and then find the PSD file. And then it loads into the screen. So let's move it up a little bit. And click on the sprites. And then you'll see that it's actually, they're all there. So you need to go onto the timeline, and every 2 frames, swap out the sprites. I'm doing it every 2 frames because it was 12 frames a second, so it kind of will mirror the motion a little bit better. So I'm fast forwarding through this bit because this takes a bit of time to do. So basically every 2 frames I'm swapping out the sprite until the whole sequence has been finished. So every 2 frames, new sprite, move 2 frames, next sprite, 2 frames, next sprite, and so on. Okay, that's great. I've just made the composition the same size as, well, the same duration as the actual motion. And then you want to save that as a prop by clicking on the plus button and give it a name. So we'll call this Smoke. And then the next thing to do is basically create a scene. So bring in a background. I've just got a blue background here. That's great. And then drag and drop your prop onto the scene. Like that. And then bring in a image. There you go. I didn't design this character, this is from FreePic. I just thought it was quite a cute character to use in the tutorial, so check out freepic.com for all these great images. So full credit to FreePic for this one. So I'm just going to position the smoke underneath the rocket, play that through. I'm just going to bring the opacity down a little bit just so it's a bit more transparent. There you go. Once you're happy with that, you want to go to render. I'm doing it at 1080, click on export and give it a name. So call it smoke scene and let it render out. As simple as that.